Please
May I
go
come
there.
in, sir?
Please come.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sirs.
Please sit down.
Thank you.
What is your name?
So my name is Ritika Verma.
Okay, Ms. Ritika, please tell us about yourself.
So I was born in Patna, Bihar. At present, I am living in Siliguri, West Bengal. I've done my BSc Honours in Mathematics from Miranda House, Delhi University. Post that, I've been preparing for the UPSC only. And my hobbies include, sir, reading fiction, poetry writing and reflective journaling, sir.
Okay.
Ms. Ritika,
Yes, sir.
reflective journaling. What is this?
So for me, it is more of an exercise in introspection and a mental health exercise where I tend to jot down the things that are happening to me, around me, or something that affects me. So it is more of a mental health exercise for me, sir.
Mental health.
Yes, sir.
At this age, you have a mental health issue.
So it's more of a precautionary step. I think prevention is better than cure, especially when you've been preparing for a long time for this exam. It takes a toll on your physical, mental, all kinds of health, I would say.
You know, in our times, this mental health was not in our vocabulary. Why is it that people of your generation, not specifically aimed at you,
Yes.
are struggling with mental health?
It's true, sir. First of all, the awareness has also increased a lot because of social media penetration and people reading more about it, more self-help books coming into the realm. Another thing, sir, I would say, not particularly aiming at any generation, but sometimes people find it hard, especially children, to cope up with the various kinds of pressures that exist in them. And that's why we are seeing a lot of suicide cases amongst young adults. So I think that maybe to balance out the expectations of parents, of family, and to achieve something in life in the high amount of competition that we have today, sir.
Are you also struggling with such pressures? Peer pressure, more important than anything else, and pressure from the parents.
Sir, I don't think I am struggling too much with it. I'm fortunate enough that way, but not everyone is, sir.
So how does journaling help you?
Physically it keeps me, and mentally also it keeps me fit, and it helps me gauge how far I have come, especially with the preparation, because for me it's been a long journey. So to keep my mind centered and study every day for those stipulated hours, I think that.
So after you get into the service, you'll stop journaling?
I don't think so, sir. Now it's become more of a habit for me.
Okay. Now, reading fiction.
Yes, sir.
How does that help you?
So I think reading fiction helps in many ways. First and foremost, it gives a person different perspectives in life. When we are reading something, we are looking at life from the perspective of the protagonist.
But this is not life, this is fiction.
So, but it is inspired by life events. Whoever is writing it, the writer always has some, even if they don't agree to it, but some amount of their life goes into their books. So,
Do you agree truth is stranger than fiction?
it's very much true, sir. Because
But in fiction, you can conjure up stuff that is not in real life.
so, but one can conjure up only what has experienced, and truth sometimes could be way beyond than one can imagine their life to be. So one thing leads to another, and only when one jots down the dots in their previous time, they come up with what had happened. But in life, there's nothing as such. So the dots are made.
You see, President Donald Trump is likely to be re-elected. He could come back to the White House. Is that a good thing for India?
So I think Indian diplomacy has done great job where we have had good relations with the USA when Donald Trump was there in power, and with the Biden administration as well, we have had good relations. So I don't think India needs to worry too much about Trump coming to power, because our government has had good relations with the Trump administration as well.
No, but the Trump administration last time when it was there, in fact, the only time when Trump was president, he kind of tried to withdraw from NATO, tried to withdraw from European security. Will that have implications if he continues with that line for India?
So I think America first is something that they are promoting, and India first is something that we are promoting.
Specifically, Trump withdrawing from NATO.
So with respect to the security implications, it might lead to an end in the Ukraine war. So from that perspective, I think it will lead to more world peace, I would say. And somewhere our oil imports could be hampered. But on a larger picture, sir, I'll have to think about it more.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Ms. Ritika.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, you are a mathematics student from Miranda House. Eh?
Yes, sir.
Good. So, can you define mathematics in a single sentence?
So I would say that mathematics is the language of the universe. It's how it defines things, and it helps us to reach at conclusion for a lot of things in the world, sir.
More than one sentence.
So the only sentence is it's a language of the universe.
How it is a language of the universe when the tribal people, they never talk about mathematics. They don't make use of mathematics while doing any of their job or something like that.
So I would believe that mathematics is very much a part of the tribal society, even though explicitly they are not studying the Eurocentric way of maths, but it is very much a part of their life. The number of trees that they have to cut, or the number of...
they don't count. Whenever they need it, they cut it. That's all.
So but they have an inherent sense of the sustainability aspect, where they know that if they cut more than a certain amount, it would lead to the destruction of their...
No, they don't need actually. Why should they cut it? The question doesn't rise. Question arises only when they need it. They are not trading. They need for house. So 1 tree or 2 tree, that is good enough. So there is no mathematics there.
So I would say that even for 1 tree or to count 2 tree, mathematics is required. But yes, very true, sir, that explicitly they are not counting anything.
Anyhow, tell me, there are some parts of mathematics like calculus is one of them. Why do we study such a complicated part if there is no use of these things or application in the day-to-day life? But certainly there must be some use, so tell me those uses.
So as far as calculus is concerned, definitely in our day-to-day life we are not using the derivatives or the integration, but its applications in the form of artificial intelligence or algorithms are very much...
That is a very recent thing. Yeah. Before that also calculus is there.
Yes, sir. So for example, to bring about the limit of something.
Give an example, real life example, which
yes,
is
sir.
easily understandable.
So for example, today only I was reading, it's the International Pi Day. So to come up with the circle's diameter to the circumference ratio. So it is very much a part of everyday life.
That can be easily calculated without calculus also.
Yes, sir.
Circumference you measure it, and diameter you measure it, divide the circumference by diameter, you get 3 point
Yes,
whatever it is.
I'm not able to recall any exact thing right now.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Delhi school education reforms have taken place in recent years.
Yes, sir.
What are can you just describe them in half a minute?
So firstly, they have invested a lot in the infrastructure of the schools. So secondly, happiness curriculum, as we were talking about the mental health, so that is something they have come up with. Their entrepreneurship and startup ideas which they are promoting amongst the children is also very much important. And sir, connecting with the parents for the child's upliftment, I think that is also a really good step of the Delhi government.
They have made this free travel in Delhi buses for women.
Yes, sir.
What's your opinion about it?
So I think it is a good initiative because it promotes freedom of occupation and freedom to travel anywhere by the women, especially women who don't have the means. I think that women who are well off should take up the responsibility of giving it up by themselves, who do not need it. But
Why they should give up?
so those who do not need it should give it up because it might help others who
Who
need
doesn't
it
need
more.
actually? Who doesn't need money saved is money earned?
So some people are more well off than the others. So for example, when we talk about LPG,
Okay, you are okay, fine. But then what is the other advantage other than their free travel? I mean, access to job and freedom of movement.
so I think
Other than
safety,
that.
so I think women's safety is also.
Safety also. Any other thing? Okay, I'll give you another some hint.
Yes, sir.
My proposal is that it should be made free for all, including men, women, and third gender. So now you tell me what will the advantage? There will be advantage.
Yes, sir. So it would definitely reduce the cost of travel, which will increase the
No,
disposable.
apart from that is their obvious thing. Monetary savings are obvious thing.
I'm not able to gauge.
Okay, we'll
anything.
discuss it later on.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, you are more comfortable or more aware of Patna or where you live in Siliguri? Do you live? No.
So Siliguri, we have just shifted like
Okay,
8 months
so Patna
ago.
you are more aware of.
Yes, I've lived there for 7
So what
years.
Patna is famous for?
So Patna is famous for a lot of things. So its culture, the Bihar's culture is very much reflected in Patna's culture. Then say its food is, I think, one of the best in India. And so then the different monuments and heritage sites that we have in and near Patna. So those are important.
Some
things.
historical importance.
Yes, the historical importance of Patna, Patna being the center of the Patliputra area, that was the capital of the Magadhan Empire, and then the Mauryans as well, and then the Guptas as well. So from that perspective, it was a very important trade center as well at that point of time, sir. So it is important from that perspective also.
Okay. And you said that the food in Patna is the best in the country.
One of the best, I would say.
One of the best. Tell me, COP28,
Yes, sir.
which is the most important recommendation of the COP28, or in the resolution, what is the most important agreement?
So I would say two are the very most ones. First is the global stocktake that happened or after the 5 years of the Paris Agreement. And second, I would say, sir, the launching of the loss and damage fund, especially for the developing world, because small island nations do need that money. Okay. So I think two very important, these were the important things.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Ritika,
Yes, sir.
India's neighborhood policy.
Yes, sir.
Give me one success and one major failure.
So I think in recent times our help to Sri Lanka and our relations with Sri Lanka is increasing. So I would count that as a success, sir. So with respect to failure, the recent skirmishes with the Maldives, I think I would categorize not majorly as a failure but as a setback to our relations with them, sir.
Okay, so suppose you were to suggest ways to improve our relationship with Maldives today.
Yes, sir.
Give me one or two suggestions how we can improve that relationship.
So because there have been issues with respect to the hard power there. I think soft power is something that we need to focus upon with respect to people connection, tourism promotion over there, and also diplomacy, because somewhere it is lacking, I would say, in today's time with the Maldives. So I think focusing on soft power at this point of time would give results in the coming 10-15 years, I would say.
Okay. Bihar has border with Nepal.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me some of the border districts?
So as far as I can recall, Sitamarhi, East Champaran, West Champaran. So these are the ones I can recall right now, sir.
All right. And tell us something about the latest developments in Nepal.
So India has had historical and good relations with Nepal, the Roti Beti Ka Rishta being very important amongst it. Energy trade with Nepal is
some
something
recent changes in government you would be aware of? Some new formation of government?
Yes, sir. As far as I can recall, there was a coalition government between the two opposition leaders that was there. However, I'm not very much sure of the details, sir.
Okay. So you know about 13 government in Nepal in 16 years. 10 prime ministers in 16 years. So this frequent change in government, does it have any impact on India's national interest?
So I think political stability is something that anyway helps our relations with any neighboring state. And the issue that this political instability in Nepal is that different governments have different views of India vis-a-vis China. So our relations with the Nepalese government is based on their perception of China, helping them or being against them. So that is a probable impact that it has, because Nepal is stuck between India and China, as they say, an egg between the two nests, big nests.
So how does it impact India?
So with respect to security and strategic interests, it is very important because of the placement of Nepal. Second, sir, I would say trade relations, because India use the Bay of Bengal for its trade. So that relation is also affected sometimes. Then people to people relations, where there's a lot of, I would say, again, skirmish between the people, if because the national narrative also changes accordingly.
You know, there are some people who live in the plains of Nepal, the Tarai belt.
Yes, sir.
And some of them have Indian ethnic origin.
Yes, sir.
Can you name them? What are they called?
So if I'm not wrong, they are called Madhesis.
Okay, Madhesi. Yes, do they have any problem in Nepal?
So actually, historically, when Nepal's district was being divided, it was divided parallelly. So the hill district and the plains came under one district only. So it should have been divided horizontally. So because of that, each district the hill people have an issue with the Madhesis with respect to land, with respect to language also, and with respect to religion as well.
Anything else? Something very fundamental they have been seeking, and they have had problems since many years.
I'm not able to recall.
Something
right
to do with their citizenship?
Yes, sir. There were skirmishes with respect to the citizenship. I'm not able to recall the exact provisions of it, sir.
Tell me, who is the new Chief Minister of the Punjab province of Pakistan?
So she's the daughter of the former President Sharif, Maryam Nawaz Sharif, if I'm not wrong, sir.
Maryam Nawaz Sharif.
Yes,
You're
sir.
correct.
Yes,
But she's not the daughter of the President, of the former Prime Minister.
Former Prime Minister.
Thank you.
My bad. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Ms. Ritika,
Yes.
your father works in the IOB.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us the history of Indian Overseas Bank, please?
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
So very recently, the bank celebrated its 85th anniversary, and the bank was started by a trader, in fact, who used to trade in foreign countries. I would say, not very much sure where.
You know his name, no?
I'm not able to recall right now, sir.
Okay, right.
Yes,
okay.
sir. So So it was a private bank initially. So through the bank nationalization, it was added into the schedule.
Which year was that?
So it was 1969, sir, in the first.
Okay.
So after that, it has functioned as a public sector bank in India. At present, also it is one of the.
How many branches it has? Any idea?
So I'll have to go through it, sir.
So tell me, you have of course studied in Miranda House. Now Delhi University has made a huge contribution in the field of education.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us, flag some of the contributions, please?
So through its alumni network, various people have made huge contributions, be it to the administration, be it towards research in India and abroad. So we have made huge progress there through filmmaking. Nandita Das being one of the alumni of my college only. Then the former Chief Minister of Delhi, Sheila Dikshit, was also from Miranda House. So I think in various different fields, Delhi University alumni have stood out. It has increased women's participation in education through women-centric colleges like Miranda House. So I think in the social upliftment, in the economic development, in the research work, all of these fields we have made huge progress, sir.
Please describe to us the internal security situation in India.
So internal security in India has different facets. If I am to count them, the first being left-wing extremism, we are dealing with it, though it has reduced to a lot in the recent times, with less than 70 districts at this point of time being affected by it. A new realm of cyber crimes and AI-driven crimes is something which we are looking towards. Our critical infrastructure is at a risk because of various state and non-state actors and increasing amount of cyber and newer forms of technology basically.
Which critical infrastructure you're talking of?
So critical infrastructure with respect to our data centers, with respect to our nuclear sites.
Okay, yeah. Right.
So then insurgency also forms an important part of our national security.
Where is insurgency in India?
Sir, in the northeast regions.
Where in the northeast? Which state? By which group?
So recently in Manipur, the Kukis versus Meiteis is...
That's an internal conflict between two communities.
Yes, sir.
Insurgency, I hope you know, it's something different, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So there's no insurgency there. Yeah.
Sir, the demand for a greater Naga limb in Nagaland.
Just demanding something is not insurgency, no?
Yes, sir. So I'll have to go through it, sir.
Now tell me, what is the latest on One Nation, One Poll?
Sir, a committee was formed led by the former President Mr. Ramnath Kovind. Today only in the newspaper it is said that today only the report will be released. It's some 18,000 pages report. So it has been said that we'll get a concrete recommendation of what should be the future of it.
It will be released today.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything further about that? Anything mentioned about it more than what you just said?
So there was something about we not having the German system, but I didn't go through the article in full length, sir.
So you have no idea. What else is the headline today?
So there was some political headline as well. So I'm not able to recall right now, sir.
Did you go through the other pages? Which newspaper you went through?
So I was going through the Indian Express just now, sir.
Can you tell me who's the editor of Indian Express? No.
No, sir. No,
How many cities it is published from?
So I'm not aware of it.
Okay. Now you have been once to the UPSC in the past also.
Yes, sir.
How many marks you got then?
So I got 184.
And you couldn't make it because written wasn't good.
Yes, sir.
Is that okay? So thank you so much, Ms.
Thank you very
Ritika.
much.
Our discussion with you is over. Kindly wait outside for a few minutes. We'll call you for a feedback.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right.
Thank you.